So hello everyone, and yeah, here's Shola. I'm Shola Abulu. I'm here to just do quick snippets running you through um, some feedback that we got from our last cohort on the brand strategy and marketing communications course, which we held. We held the cohort in September last year. It's going to be a very short video. And we usually at the end of every session, we usually issue like a Zoom poll for everyone just to give us a bit of standard questions about how did you find this session, how did you get to hear about this session, and that kind of thing. And we use it as a way to just test the tempo at the end of the session. So I'm just going to share a few responses that we got in the last cohort. As you know, our next cohort, the fifth cohort, is taking place on the 5th of, on the 30th of April, 2026. So this is the build up also that. If you haven't enrolled, please enroll so that you can join us. Discounts are ongoing, but they'll come to an end very soon. So they were asked a question. There were 7 participants in this class. How would you rate Shola Abulu's performance as a facilitator in terms of delivering knowledge and passing the message across? By the way, most of people that attended this comms professionals, private sector, finance, banking, NGO, and that sort of thing, digital marketers and corporate comms professionals as well. So I think most of the people said excellent, very good and excellent, but to say a wide breadth of people, I think about 6 said excellent, 1 person said very good, which is still good anyway. So to the glory of God, we're able to deliver the message well, delivering knowledge, also, knowledgeable, and then being able to pass the message across, because it's not enough to have the knowledge. If you can't pass it across, then there's no point. So again, there was a question about, do you think, and typically most of our courses, just going back to that, that's sort of the answer we get. We usually get excellent, very good. I mean, you can't have all, how it is, but that's typically what we get. And so when the question about, do you think what you have learned on this course is going to impact your ability to deliver or improve on your work of product? Everybody said unequivocally yes. And for all our courses, to the glory of God, this is how it's been. I think we've done about 14 cohorts now, 9 for strategic comms, and then 4 for a couple of others. So we have about 14 cohorts in all. And everybody's always saying, this is going to help me deliver, it's going to help me improve. And if you've ever seen anyone who has attended any of our courses, don't take my word for it. Please just ask them, what's it like, attending an SA&A course on brand strategy and marketing communications, or, and so this is the final slide I'm going to show. I really like this one. This is where we just ask them, what is the most important thing that you have learned on this course today that will be useful to you now or in the future? So we just tell them to just say it openly. And then, the word cloud, the Zoom feature does a word cloud. So you see that they can talk. It's always brand, because the brand strategy piece is always very intense. We spent a lot of time on that, because I see that there's a big gap between people's understanding of what the brand is supposed to deliver. People just see the brand as logo and symbol. There's that fixation, particularly in our part of the world, whereas the brand is the essence of everything that your business, your organization, your institution, your program, your agenda wants to achieve. It is the heart and the soul of your purpose and your mission. It is not just about the thing that you see externally, but it's about the core of you. It is about the promises, about the values, about the differentiation. It's about what people will buy into. So people do not buy into your logo. Nobody does that, except they're just wanting to buy it. In fact, even the logo is just an expression of what they're buying into. There's something else. If why people choose a Samsung phone or an iPhone phone, it's not because of the sign, the Apple sign, or I don't even know what the Samsung is. It's not because of that. They're buying it because the story around the iPhone, the narrative, first of all, the prestige of the iPhone, and then the performance and the functionality of the Samsung. There's a story, there's a performance story, there's a performance narrative. That's what people are buying into. So it's important for us to understand this, that, we as comms professionals, as business leaders and owners, we need to understand what a brand is. So we spend a lot of time talking about that. So just look at the words that the participants used to choose, how they felt the course was useful for them. So they talked about understanding, strategy, intentional, being clear, clarifying things, building. Data was also an important one, thought-provoking, doing things properly, a thoughtful process, practice, important, development, communication, differentiation, research. So you see that research and data piece, because we talk a lot about that evidence-based brand strategy and data, the use of data research and analytics. And we also talk about how you use that in marketing comms as well. So just reading some of their comments, you can see here this comment says, differentiate your product branding from your company branding, having a separate page for the different products that you offer. So that's just like, how you build corporate brand, product brand, and all of that, and product story. It shouldn't contradict, but how you just layer it on and you make sure that your messaging addresses the audience and the purpose for which it's delivered. So this comment is really about how you integrate your brand strategy, your brand communications with your marketing, and make sure that they're aligned and not going in different places, which we do. We handle that in the third module. We have 4 modules. So I need to clarify our brand strategy properly. That happens a lot in our course. People after they attend, they realize that, oh, there's some gaps in the brand strategy. I had done a video about the heart and soul of the brand. So many of that's always something that is like, we need to do work on this afterwards. Research and data is very crucial in developing our mind. Absolutely. Absolutely. For us, anytime we're called in to do a piece of work on a brand, we start off with research. We gather data because it just helps you, points you in the right direction. Because without that data, you just be working on our assumptions. And many times when we actually go and do the data challenges the assumptions that have been laid on the ground. We then find out that many of those assumptions, some of them may not really be true. Sometimes it validates, but also it nuances it in a way that is unexpected. It's only data that could have given you that piece of clarity. So it makes the work so much easier. Once you have that data in hand, you're good to go. And of course, having a framework in which to locate the data and structure the data and then, interpret the data and then, deliver it for the brand. I think that's also key. So this is another comment from another participant. It's important to understand theory and apply the practice. Also liaison. When you come to our classes, that is what you learn. We come into our class to teach you applicable theory. It's not theoretical theory. It's practitioner's theory. But you see, the myth that people have is they think that theory is not important if you are in the field. It's not true. It's like trying to install a complex piece of equipment without manual. Yeah, yes, you are doing it, but it takes you much longer and you're likely to make mistakes if you do not read the manual. It's so much easier when you have the manual. It's not like you're reading the manual and you're somewhere else. The manual is there, the equipment is there, so you're looking at the manual, you're preparing. That's exactly what we do in our courses. So we're teaching you the theory, and then we're bringing the practicals through case studies into the room. We're also taking live experiences from people in the room as well, and then we're using the theory to explain this is why this happened this way. It did not happen this way because you did not do this. It is very practical. It is a practitioner's SA&A courses is a practitioner's approach to communications. I'll just leave it that way. And I would like the comments to this video speak to validate whatever it is I'm saying here. Brand building has to be intentional. This is the reflection of people who have attended our course after the 7-hour sessions, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. These are their reflections. Open questions, open-ended questions is not, having a better understanding of the brand strategy framework, which I intend to use for brand strategy sessions with clients going forward. This person is a consultant, so they have taken away feedback that they're going to use to also help other consultants. And that's another thing that we do. These sessions are like train the trainer sessions. We do not expect that when you come for an SA&A course that the learning is for you alone. We expect that you will use that training to train other people within your organization to influence your organization to do better or improve in their communications and their strategy, or to even use it to get more clients and get more business for yourself. That's the whole idea. Do you understand? That's why we don't gatekeep the information. Apart from even what we present in class, we send you home with 50 slides of a handout summary of the key slides that you can then use. So the people that attend this course, for instance, they have the opportunity to go home with a slide pack, which is sent to them after the course. And that slide pack has exactly everything that you need to do to be able to work on how to manage or improve a brand, or to set a brand strategy, or to improve your marketing communications, or to craft messaging. Of course, if you attend the class, you will then, when you see the slides, you can make sense of the slides. It helps you to remember. And I've seen many of in fact, I think one of the greatest joys of the work that I do is when I see what people who have gone through the course and have been very diligent in applying its principles, the work that they have just done. Someone recently just shared with me a strategy that she came up with, testing the framework, literally working it by textbook. I was so impressed. And I was like, wow, this is really, really good. She sent it to me and she was like, I should critique it. I said, there's nothing to critique. So I had to ask her, did you use our framework? Because by the way, this is reading really well, because she did everything. She followed everything by the textbook. She analyzed the brand, she articulated the vision, what they're trying to achieve, talked about the personality, the attributes, they defined the brand persona, what the buyer persona is also been like the gap to potential between where they are and what they need to be, what needs to change. It was what the audience needs to know. She segmented the markets, the audiences, and then crafted. I was like, whoa. It's like everything is here. You just have to really now bring this to life. So even for me, even just reading the strategy that she come with, I was so excited. I was like, oh, this is so doable. It made it so it was like, yes, this is a strategy that can be implemented. You could literally carry that strategy and give it to any agency that knows their owners. They would run with it and they would help that brand achieve what they want to achieve, what they need to achieve. This is why what we do in our courses, we teach actionable, bankable knowledge that can actually make a difference in your practice and in your performance and how you deliver for yourself, for your clients, and for your employers, and in your businesses and organizations in a tangible and immeasurable way. So join us on the 30th of April. We look forward to having you there. Please register and enroll while the discounts are still active. Thank you. Stay blessed and see you soon.